Welcome back. We often think of our phones as just, tools. They change what we do. But the sources we're digging into today argue something much bigger, that these devices are so powerful, psychologically speaking, they're actually changing who we are.
Exactly. And that's what we want to unpack today. We're looking at over 15 years of research into mobile communication. We need to get past just the usefulness and really look at the sort of hidden costs, this idea of being alone together.
Okay, alone together. Let's start there. One of the big things is how fast certain behaviors just became normal. Behaviors that honestly would have seemed pretty disturbing not long ago.
Oh, absolutely. Like people texting or emailing during, say, board meetings, or
Mhm.
shopping online during a class, even, checking messages during funerals. It's become accepted.
Yeah, it's wild. And it's this habit of not giving full attention to who or what is right in front of us. You see it at home, right? And parents on their phones at dinner, kids complaining.
Right. And then those same kids are doing it with their friends, denying them full attention. We're kind of learning to prefer the connection that's at a distance over the sometimes demanding reality right here.
So, okay, that's the what. What about the why? What's driving this shift? The source material seems to point toward a huge desire for control.
Yeah, that's central. It's this quest to manage our attention, to like customize our lives moment by moment. They call it the Goldilocks effect.
The Goldilocks
Yeah,
effect.
wanting people, not too close, not too far, at just the right distance. Somewhere you can control the input. It works okay, maybe, for a busy executive who'd rather deal with email than a difficult face-to-face.
But the flip side is pretty rough, especially for younger people, isn't it? I remember reading about an 18-year-old who, uses texts for everything, and he actually said he wants to learn how to have a real conversation someday, just not now.
Exactly. That's the cost of that control. He's avoiding the messy, unpredictable nature of real talk.
Hmm.
Because conversation happens in real time, right? You can't fully control what you're going to say or how the other person reacts.
Hmm. So technology lets us edit ourselves, present a polished version.
Right. Edit, delete, retouch the self we put out there. We end up sacrificing maybe the deeper, more demanding parts of human relationships for just, well, for connection.
The sources talk about communication in sips, like texts or tweets, and how these little sips don't add up to the big gulp of a real conversation. Why is that? Is it just about volume?
It's not just volume, it's the lack of friction maybe. Real understanding involves stumbling, awkwardness, staying present even when it's tough.
Right.
When we're constantly curating, we don't really get to know ourselves, and we certainly don't let others truly know us. It's visibility over vulnerability.
Okay, so this leads to what the material calls a perfect storm.
Hmm.
We're lonely, but we're also kind of afraid of intimacy.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So we lean more on technology and expect less from each other. And tech offers these really appealing fantasies.
Like what?
Well, first, total control over your attention. Second, always feeling like you're being heard, or at least seen. And third, maybe the biggest one, never having to be alone.
That feels like it changes identity itself. Like I share, therefore I am.
Absolutely. If that connection stream stops, people almost,
Hmm.
they don't feel like themselves, which can lead to this spiral of needing constant connection, constant sharing.
And taken to an extreme, you get people wishing their digital assistant, like Siri, could be their best friend. Or those sociable robots, like the baby seal robot in nursing homes. That image is, well, it's kind of heartbreaking.
It is, because that robot gives the illusion of empathy, but it's not real. It can't be. He hasn't lived a human life. And this points to something crucial we might be losing.
Solitude.
Solitude. You mean being alone? Yeah. But not just being alone. It's the capacity to be alone, to be separate, gather yourself, reflect. The research argues that this capacity for solitude is actually necessary to form real, healthy attachments to others.
So if we're always using our devices to avoid being alone, what happens?
Well, you become less able to actually form those deep connections. If you can't tolerate being alone, you might reach out to others mainly to soothe your own anxiety. You end up using them almost like spare parts to prop yourself up.
Wow. So the paradox is avoiding solitude actually makes you more lonely in the end.
That's the core argument, a profound loneliness stemming from an inability to be truly separate.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what should you, listening now, take away from this? We're not saying throw away your phone.
Definitely not. It's about becoming more self-aware about our relationship with the technology. Maybe starting to see solitude not as a problem to be solved, but as something valuable.
Like actively creating spaces or times where devices are put away.
Exactly. Creating those sacred spaces. Maybe the kitchen table, the dining room. carving out device-free time at work for actual conversation, for thinking, reclaiming those, sometimes awkward or boring human moments where we actually connect.
Because technology offers easy answers, simplicity, maybe hope. But we need to be careful not to fall for the fantasies. Virtual romance isn't real intimacy. Robots aren't real companions.
Right. The real challenge is figuring out how to use these powerful tools to lead us back to our actual lives, our communities, our own bodies, before those essential human connections weaken too much.